Hi everyone, it is Dylan McKee from Raw 1251 AM. I am luckily joined by Sam from Cascade here. How are you, Sam? How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. I don't know, I think I'm past the point of insanity now and just sort of sitting around in boredom waiting to get back outside.
Yeah, that's the kind of overall gist at the minute, innit? I'm lucky enough to still be working. Well, lucky, unlucky, whatever you put it. But for the people that are sat at home, it must be dreadful.
Yeah, it's a struggle trying to find ways to entertain myself, but luckily we've still got Raw 1251 AM on air, even if we don't have a studio anymore. But we'll turn the conversation to Cascade and what you guys have been up to as a band. So I read that you guys were from Guildford. How did you guys meet?
Okay, so I mean, how far back do you want me to go? There's the lineup that we are now. There was previous members before, but I've known the drummer Dan since we were like 15 years or something ridiculous like that, and we've been playing together for a long time. And then we're from like near Guildford in a place called Farnborough Frimley area, and we then went to I went to a music uni in Guildford, and I stumbled across Chris Chorner, our bassist, and Austin, our guitarist, and it kind of worked straight away because I was sort of searching for new members, and they sort of filled the roles brilliantly. So that's how we came to be from Guildford, even though we're not, to be fair, because I know this may sound ridiculous, but Chris is from Enfield in North London. Austin's from Reading, and so none of us are actually from Guildford, but we say we're from Guildford.
Not too bad. I suppose it would come somewhere near the middle if you worked it out.
Yeah.
But how did you guys become friends then? Were you listening to similar music or something along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, me and Dan have always been into like Foo Fighters and Oasis, and we had the same music taste. And then Chris, I keep calling him Shauna because that's his nickname. Well, that's his last name. Chris, I knew that he was into the same kind of music, like the Arctic Monkeys and all that indie kind of thing. So we knew straight away. So it just had to go down because we're in the same vibes, same sort of music genre. Why not? And he's a great bassist as well. So glad that happened. And then Austin, he's into kind of different things, but he's just a good player and he loves what we do. And that's all that really matters, really, doesn't it?
So is there a particular moment where the four of you got together and you're like, this is what we want to do? Or was it more natural you were playing around?
No, the positions opened and I put them out and they seemed like great matches, and then we went into the rehearsal room as a result, and then it worked, and so we just stuck with it. So it's quite a professional way to go about it. It's like a job, but it wasn't as rock and roll as like just playing in a garage for 5 years playing nonsense. It was all meant to happen. It was all like spoken about.
No, so I've been listening to your new single, Coming Back to You, which was out it was the middle of this sort of lockdown period on the April 17th. Could you talk us through the sort of story behind this song? Is there sort of the four of you working on it together, or is it mainly written by one particular member?
So I've written all the songs today, and that's not because of a set thing. That's just, we always do the next best song, and it always happens to be voted that whatever I give them seems to be the next best one. So, but Coming Back to You was actually the first song I think I ever written. but it was because it was the first chords I learned on the guitar, and that the riff that you hear that continuously plays throughout the song, I was obsessed with those chords for ages, and then the song kind of just developed from there. And the actual lyrics themselves are about, well, because I don't decide what the lyrics are about until after the song is written, and then I go, that relates to that kind of scenario. So I decided that it's kind of about being in a friendship group that you don't want to be in. So you go out and do something about it, and you sort of make your life better. That's
so is your creative process very much sort of something comes to you and then you decide the meaning afterwards, like it's only clear at the end sort of thing?
Yeah. So I'll do it, like I said, I'll be obsessed with the chords, and then it just goes from there. Even the lyrics sort of just go down because they either sound great together, or whatever, then I'll either get a gist halfway through the writing process of what it's about, or I'll then finish it and then just kind of skim back through and go, oh, I didn't know that about myself.
No, it sounds awesome. So, would you say the music always comes first and then the lyrics, or is it always?
Yeah, but you hear phrases and then you kind of write them somewhere if on the rare occasion, and most of the time they never get used because they don't fit. So I'm not one of those songwriters that sit and I hear something and I go, oh, I'm gonna use that. It just sort of what sounds right on the spot to me.
No, that sounds awesome. It's cool to be able to have that sort of impromptu idea.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the writing process quite quick, which is lucky, and it means that I don't think too much into it, because otherwise, then things can always end up going a bit south. So I sort of splurge it out, and what I deliver, and if it sounds great, that's it. Then we get good to go.
Sounds cool. So one song I've been listening to a lot from your band's repertoire, I think I said that right, is Are We Insane? I thought it's quite fitting at the moment. I was just looking for some more what the meaning behind that song was.
It's about the sesh and then regretting it in the morning, and then saying to yourself, what sort of why. It's sort of a cry out of like, why did you do it? But then you go and do it again.
Yeah.
There's a few lyrics in there that make it quite personal to my life. Like there's a section where it says something about the curtains won't shut out the sunlight. That's because I used to sleep on my mate's sofa and his curtains wouldn't close properly. And when you're feeling like rubbish at 7 a.m. when you've been on it, all night, and then though that light is beaming through, I love that song purely for that reason, because I actually get what it's about straight away.
No, that's wicked. That's so great to hear the story behind that. So my next question is, what have you guys been up to in quarantine? Has it been sort of just trying to get through it? You've said you've been working, but how has it affected your creativity? Are you working on anything at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly sort of working on stuff in general, like whether it's ideas that I've had, and then I always put them to the boys. So we're kind of going through demos that I've got, and also, learning those bits. But in terms of like the whole quarantine gist, in terms of being in a band, it's like it's hard because it's trying to find content and material to give to you guys and anyone that's interested, and without trying to be like everyone else. So we've kind of taken the approach of let this kind of play its course, and we'll work more behind the scenes. So when the sort of gates reopen, we can be one of the first out the stands, and kind of hopefully make a difference in what seems to be a new world when this is all over.
Yeah, you said you're waiting to get out the gates. How disappointing was it to cancel your July dates?
That was really annoying because as it stands, so our first show, which was With This Feeling of the year, it was in January, it was on my birthday, and we haven't actually played a show since. So this has been the longest period in 5 years where the boys haven't played a show, and it's horrific. I can't feel to get back on stage, and the worst bit is we don't even know when that's going to happen, because even when these venues open, people are going to be scared to go back in them. I think for the reasons that are obvious at the minute, so it's a bit rubbish. So to answer your question, what we did in lockdown, nothing.
Just waiting for live music and the music scene to come back alive.
Yeah. No, it's just all behind the scenes. It's behind the scenes. I do a live stream. I done my first live stream the other day. I didn't really. I'm a bit bad of them because everyone's doing them, but I had a go and everyone seemed to be all right with it, so it turned out all right.
Yeah, no, I have to say I enjoyed the Dork Homeschool Fest at the weekend. It's a strange experience though, because there's just not that connection there, which I suppose might have been what you're struggling with with the live stream.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah. No, we'll get there in the end, won't we?
No, we're definitely looking forward to hearing whatever you guys come out with next, and we'll be playing it out to the listeners here at Raw 1251 AM. But thanks for coming on, and it's been great to hear from you and what you've been up to in lockdown. And we can't wait to see what you do next, and hopefully those October tour dates will go ahead for you.
Well, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks for having me on, mate. Very kind of you.
No worries.
Across campus, online, and on 12:51 AM. This is your student radio station.